Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about our different stances. Okay, we have three different stances. We've got our sign giving stance, our primary stance, and our secondary stance. Let's first go over our sign giving stance. In our sign giving stance, okay, we want our knees closer together and we want them slightly angled to just left of second base. The reason we want them angled just left of second base is we want to block off the first base coach and runners at first base from having a clear view of our signs. Okay, that's why we always put our glove in front of our left knee, because now we're angled a little bit to the left. We're still going to block off the third base coach when we're giving our signs. Also, when we give our signs, we want our hand in tight right on our cup, and we want to give really clear, easy to see signs to our pitcher. A couple of things that you want to watch out for is having your glove not on the side of your leg. If you have it in front of your left leg, sometimes that can get in the way of the pitcher. We want to make sure that our glove's out of the way, that it's a clear view for the pitcher, and everyone else is blocked off. Okay, the next stance we have is our primary stance. Okay, this is the stance that we need to be comfortable in. Okay, and this is going to depend on your flexibility. The number one thing you can do to be more comfortable as a catcher is become flexible. If your primary stance isn't something that you're comfortable in and that you can sit in for a long time, then you need to get more flexible, because this should be a comfortable position that you can catch all 9 innings in. We want to be able to have our feet wide and have our weight on the inside of our feet. We also want our glove to be nice and low at the knee height, or even start down lower, so that we can work from the bottom of the zone up when we're receiving pitches. And once we call a pitch, we want to center our body where we want the pitch. So if I want the pitch outside, I've got to move my body where I'm on the outside part of the plate, or I've got to move my body to where I'm on the inside part of the plate. Don't just squat right behind the middle of the plate. Okay, give your pitcher a target where you want the pitch to be, outside or inside. The next one we have is our secondary stance. This is when we've got 2 strikes on a hitter or with runners on. This needs to be much more active stance. Okay, and we need to be ready to go and ready to move, so we can cheat a little bit because we've got a runner on that we need to throw out, or we're going to need to block a 2-strike pitch in the dirt. Same thing, we want wide feet, okay, because that helps us with our lateral movement side to side, and we want our hips up almost to about 90 degrees, okay? Hips up, but we want to still keep our glove low. Okay, once we're in this secondary stance, we're going to take our throwing hand, tuck our thumb in, and loosely have our fingers over our thumb and tuck it in towards our hip. Okay, not real deep in there that it's hard to get out, but just in so that our chest protector and our knee guard are going to take a foul tip before our hand. Don't have them hanging out down here, because if you get a foul tip, you're going to break a hand, and you don't want that because you're trying to stay in the game to play. So tuck the thumb into the hip right here, and now we're ready to block a pitch in the dirt or throw a runner out. Okay, the other thing that I want to talk about, which is a little bit of a bonus for you guys, is there's different secondary stances that we can have. If we've got a really fast runner on first base, we can cheat a little bit in our secondary stance and have our feet a little bit more staggered, so that we have a better chance to throw him out. I'll have my right foot back behind my left foot. That's going to give me a better chance to be quicker with my feet to throw a runner out. If I've got a slower runner on first base, I'm going to take my feet and stagger them just a little bit less, because he's less of a threat to run. If I've got a runner on third base, I can take my feet from a staggered position, put them more square, and so I'm in more of a blocking secondary stance. Take account of what the situation is, and that can determine where you move your feet in your secondary stance. So you can either cheat to block, or you can cheat to throw out a runner in your secondary stance. Alright guys, so I hope you liked this video on the stances. Okay, this is something that we look at with our online video reviews. It may seem very basic, the catching stance, but it's something that can really take your game to another level if you're getting in the right positions to receive pitches, to block baseballs, and throw runners out. Okay, so take your stance seriously and get better at it. Okay, and part of that is also being more flexible and being able to get into those positions. If you like this video, subscribe, like us on Facebook and Instagram, and check out our online video reviews. Thanks for watching.